and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nyambura and this is 100 on Books. Today I'm going to be talking about the book, yes, book I finished in the week ending 17th December. Was it 17th? It was 16th December 2022. I'm still accustomed to saying the date on the Saturday, but as I said last week, it's going to be, ending on Friday going forward. And the book I finished was The Cancer Journals by Lorde, read by Elizabeth Lord Rollins, which is a set of meditations and diary entries and so on from the period when Lorde finds out that she has malignant breast tumor, her making the decision to have a mastectomy, and all of the social things that happen around that period. So considering, for instance, the fact that there is a social context in which she is finding out that she has breast cancer, and the fact that the male gaze is centered in the way women who have found out that they have breast cancer are treated and are spoken to. And this especially stands out to her because she is a lesbian. And so what does it mean to have people talk to you about, say, a prosthetic breast? Is something she keeps going back to as a thing that will, make you continue to be appealing to men when you don't even go in for men like that, But she also talks about the fact that there is no concerted effort in the US at that point to speak to some of the causes in the environment and so on that are leading to a heightened incidence of breast cancer among women and other cancers generally. It was a really moving book. Like, her journal entries were so meditative, so incisive, so inspiring also. I listened, as usual, at 3x as I was walking. I remember I was walking up and down the stairs in my building just, to get that exercise time in, but also, like, I hear movement is good for your mental health. Shout out to Gatweri because she said on Saturday, I'm recording this on Monday, and on Saturday I met her and she was like, yeah, Mike, the way you're always talking about how movement is important and so on. And a bit of me was like, do I? But I do. And so, yeah, I went for a 1 hour walk and listened at 3x because it's a pretty short book. But it does so much work because Audre Lorde talks about the friendship with the women in her life, the care they showed her, the way in which so many people are invested in the bodies of women, doctors, other women, men, these beauty standards that have to do with symmetry and completion and so on, so much so that one would rather sacrifice their health than sacrifice beauty. And in Kikuyu we have this expression "mwedola kadashayaga," which means the person that seeks beauty does not flinch. And yet increasingly I've been asking myself what it means to flinch, or maybe what it is to not desire beauty, to not center beauty in one's life. Like, this is actually a really interesting essay. If I remember its title, I'm going to put it downstairs, that I was introduced to by a friend last year, about like the beauty of ugliness, or like leaning into our ugliness and not having, say, an ugly spirit, but ugliness as in disability, or ugliness as in not being visually appealing, or ugliness as in not catering to the male gaze if you're not a man, and so on. Anyway, so this book brought up so many feelings and thoughts and so on for me, and thinking about it now, this is the second time I'm recording this because the first time the sound wasn't that great, so here we are. Still thinking about the fact that I don't know if I did it justice by reading it so fast, listening to it so fast, and maybe this is one of those books, not maybe, definitely this is one of those books that one wants to go back to, listen at 1x, or even read the text, like actually look at the text and highlight and sit with it for a while. But for me, it also made me think about my journaling practice. I have been writing diaries and so on since I was a child, really, and what it means to not just recount one's days, which Audrey is also doing in these journals. I'm not saying that it's just, meditations and so on, but also to go beyond that and like really think about what's happening in those moments and meditate about the social cultural context in which one's life is happening. I could say so much, but as I said, it's a really slim book, so I'd recommend that you check it out. And I'm sure it's going to give you, something to think about. And for me, one of the things that I like about Goodreads, yes, Goodreads, is the fact that you see who else has read a book you've enjoyed, or a book that has made you think and so on. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this evening I am going to message a friend of mine and be like, hey, I see you read the cancer journals, would you like to have a chat with me about it and so on, because there's just something about reading in community that can sometimes be lost when one reads alone, but on the flip side, as a person who has a long and checkered history in dealing with uh, women's health issues, um, I really saw some of that particular loneliness that comes with being in medical settings and not acting in the way in which the medical establishment expects you to act, but also the ways in which the friendship of other women or other people who were assigned female at birth can buoy you through those times. Anyway, great book, lots of great insights, and something to go back to over and over again. And that's the one book I finished in the week ending 16th December 2022. I started quite a number of books, didn't finish them, audiobooks, physical books, ebooks, and so on. But hopefully that will mean that the next wrap up will have a few entries. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and all of the good things, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.